Welcome to Card Player TV's Daily Deal. Today is Monday, February 26, 2007, and we're at the Commerce Casino in L.A. covering the L.A. Poker Classic. I'm Lizzie Harrison, and this is Rich Belsky.
The chip leader going into day 3 is a very familiar name. J.C. Tran has 543,700 chips. Mike Carson is second with 318,100 chips. And in third chip position is Alan Engel with 280,200 chips.
Other players to watch out for in the field include Bill Edler, Barry Greenstein, Joe Iwata, card players Jeff Shulman, and Kristy Gazes. Gazes has her eye on the $2.4 million first prize, and she knows exactly what she'd do with it.
So, okay, $2.4 million first prize. What do you think about that?
That would be really sweet.
That's a lot of money.
Yeah, it's a lot of balonies.
Do you think the money should have been spread out a little bit more, not as top-heavy? I've heard some players say that.
Yeah, probably, like most tournaments seem 10%, so at least I think they should maybe paid 72 or something. That would have been sort of, but it's good for the top 3, so you're kind of liking it if you're in the top 3. So
if you're in the top 3, you won't be like, let me give some to the last 18.
The 79th guy, $10,000. Just like, fine, it's all good.
Take your $2.4 million and run?
Yeah. Stick it in the bank where all the other cash is. And then go shopping some more.
Great.
Daniel Negreanu's protege, Anthony Mack, is also hanging in there. We talked to both Mack and Negreanu about Mack's play here at the Commerce and a pretty amazing laydown.
I'm so impressed with him. I mean, he got really, really short on day 1. He was down there, but he just, he stuck to his game plan. He's got the table sort of mesmerized in a sense. He's in a very good position. He's got a great table image. And he's making great decisions. The ace-queen he played there was perfect. He made a laydown with queens earlier. That was a fantastic laydown that most people would have went broke with. I mean, frankly, I feel a little awkward, like teaching somebody how to play poker that's like way smarter than me. You know what I mean? It's weird.
So Daniel said you laid down queens earlier. What happened then?
Someone raised with, he raised to 3,200. And then I was in the small blind. I just smooth called with queens. Flop came 6-5-3, 2 hearts. I checked. He raised to 5,000 or so. And I re-raised them to 15,000, and then he moved all in. And I thought for a bit, and
You were able to get rid of the hands?
Yeah.
Late on day 2, early chip leader Joe Seebach was eliminated from the tournament. Seebach turned a queen-high flush against J.C. Tran, but Tran filled up on the river and took the rest of Seebach's chips. After that hand, Tran had over 500,000 chips. Players bagged their chips at midnight and called it a night. They'll be back in this room very soon to fight for their share of the hefty prize pool.
Back in the city of Sin, the NBC Heads-Up Championship is about to begin at Caesars Palace. The 64-player single elimination bracket format tournament is shaping up to be one of the most exciting events of the year. Big names like Eli Lesra, Alan Cunningham, TJ Cloutier, Johnny Chan, Mike Matusow, and many other players will be playing in this tournament. There's quite a bit of speculation as to who will win the event. Well-known oddsmaker Jimmy Vaccaro recently made his pick for first place in the NBC Heads-Up Championship. Vaccaro, who was a Vegas sports bookmaker for 30 years, has chosen Johnny Chan to take down the event. Vaccaro took into account Chan's success, experience, ability, and image when making his selection.
In California, Johnny Chan will use those same skills to open the first ever poker hotel, 5th Street. The hotel is built on the idea that poker players deserve a hotel of their own. 5th Street is set to open soon in the LA area. It will treat all guests as high rollers. 5th Street will have a luxurious atmosphere which will focus exclusively on poker and will not have craps, roulette, slot machines, or keno.
In South Carolina, it could soon be legal to play poker in your home. A bill legalizing social games of poker where the House does not take a cut has passed subcommittee. It looks likely that the bill will pass the full Judiciary Committee later this week. Right now, card games and games of chance are illegal in South Carolina. If the bill passes, players will not have to fear the law when playing poker with their friends in the privacy of their own homes. Until the bill passes, this apprehension is legitimate because recently 22 people, including a 79-year-old woman, were arrested in a poker game held in Mount Pleasant, South Carolina. State Representative Wallace Scarborough is the bill's sponsor, and he has said that the possibilities for passage of the bill are very likely.
In Texas, the legality of the state's namesake game is now in question. The laws on holding poker games in Texas are so vague that many establishments that would probably host hold'em games are not publicly doing so right now. Instead, there are backroom games which are not the ideal setting for poker as we now know it. Michael Levine, the treasurer of the Texas Poker PAC, is working to clarify the legality of poker in Texas. He is trying to convince the powers that be that enterprises with liquor licenses should have the right to legally hold poker games in their establishments.
As you can tell from what we've already reported today, poker is on the legislative agenda in many states, and West Virginia is no different. The legislature there has suggested that adding poker tables to racetracks where slot machines are already in place could heavily boost revenues. If the lawmakers in West Virginia do allow poker, then people would likely be able to play there instead of traveling further away from their homes. This would keep more money in West Virginia, which is the goal of the legislature.
Boosting revenues is also the main focus of the players remaining in the LA Poker Classic's championship event. Poker is on everybody's mind as the start of Day 3 draws closer. Check the Tournament Trail channel once the event gets underway for interviews and updates on the LA Poker Classic. Thank you for tuning into Card Player's Daily Deal for your daily dose of poker news. I'm Lizzie Harrison.
And I'm Rich Belsky for Card Player TV.